Inside the fortress, a ghost begins its hunt. This chapter marks the tense beginning of the fortress infiltration, showcasing Jonah Vex's ghost-like prowess. It establishes the overwhelming odds of his one-man war against a monolithic state, building an atmosphere of cold determination and suspense as part of the story's rising action. Please listen to the Chapter 3, Ghost of the Fortress, The Infiltration. The Afghan night is a suffocating blanket of black, moonless, and cold. Against this void, the Soviet fortress rises, a brutalist scar of concrete and steel clawed into the mountainside. It is a monument to power, absolute and unfeeling. Its walls seem to stretch into the heavens, patrolled by the sweeping mechanical gaze of a single searchlight. At the base of this behemoth, a shadow detaches from the deeper darkness. It is Jonah Vex. He is not a man against a wall. He is a force of nature preparing to reclaim what was taken. His dark hair is matted with dust and sweat, held back by a simple cloth band. His weathered face is a mask of pure focus, his haunted eyes scanning the sheer surface above, calculating, assessing. The large survival knife at his hip and the compound bow on his back are not just tools, they are extensions of his will. His ascent begins. There is no hesitation. His movements are economical, deliberate, a silent ballet of strength and control. Fingers, scarred and powerful, find microscopic holds in the rough concrete. The soles of his scuffed combat boots scrape for purchase on ledges no wider than a finger. The wind whispers around him, a lonely sound in the vast emptiness. Far below, the ground is a pit of black. The searchlight beam sweeps past, a wave of blinding white that throws his straining form into stark relief for a heartbeat before plunging him back into the safety of the dark. With each upward pull, he is a prayer against gravity, a single point of life on a face of death. Dust and tiny pebbles dislodged by his climb cascade silently into the abyss. High above, on a windswept parapet, a Soviet sentry patrols. He is a faceless silhouette, a cog in the machine Vex has come to dismantle. The soldier walks his post with a bored rhythm, unaware of the ghost climbing toward him from the abyss. Vex pauses, clinging to the wall just below the ledge, becoming one with the stone. The only sound is the rasp of his own controlled breathing, the low industrial hum of the fortress itself vibrating through the concrete, a tense heartbeat of the beast he is invading. In the sliver of time between the sentry turning away and turning back, Vex moves. It is not a climb, it is an explosion of coiled energy. He vaults over the parapet in his other arm brings the survival knife around in a single, decisive arc. There is no struggle, only a chillingly efficient silence. Vex's eyes, visible in the faint light from a distant corridor, remain cold, focused, and utterly unchanged. He lowers the body gently, silently, into the shadows of the walkway. He scans the corridor ahead, a labyrinth of gray walls and cold light. For a moment, the empty parapet stands as it was, the only evidence of his passage, a disturbance in the dust that the high-altitude wind is already erasing. Then, Jonah Vex melts into the darkness of the fortress, a ghost now inside the machine. The hunt for Colonel Ironwood has truly begun. Thank you for watching this program. If you find it interesting, don't forget to subscribe so that I have the motivation to continue telling the next parts. He doesn't fight machines, he becomes the machine. This scene captures the raw, violent climax of the battle, where Jonah Vex, embodying the individual's indomitable will against a monolithic state, single-handedly turns the tide in a frantic and epic display of warrior prowess. Please listen to the Chapter 4, A Warrior's Fury, The Tide Turns in a Valley of Fire. The valley floor is a hell on earth, a churning landscape of fire, steel, and churning earth. Soviet tanks lumber forward like steel behemoths, their cannons punctuating a symphony of automatic rifle fire. Against this mechanical tide, a wave of mujahideen on horseback crashes, a collision of eras where flash and courage meet cold, unyielding armor. From the flickering cover of a burning truck, a dark shape emerges. Jonah Vex. He moves with an inhuman speed, a fluid phantom against the hellish orange glow of the wreckage. The ground shudders with explosions around him, but his sprint is a straight, unwavering line toward a lead T-72 tank. He launches himself into the air. It is not a leap of desperation, but an arc of pure, focused will, a gravity-defying act that seems to bend the rules of the battlefield. He lands with a solid, metallic thud upon the hot turret, his form silhouetted for a moment against the smoke-choked sky. There is no hesitation. His hands, sure and swift, wrench open the commander's hatch. A flurry of brutal, efficient motion follows within the cramped, dark interior. The sounds are sharp, violent, and final. Then, a sudden, stark silence from within the machine. Vex disappears into the belly of the beast he has just conquered, a warrior claiming his weapon. For a heartbeat, the steel behemoth sits idle amidst the swirling chaos. Then, with a low groan of powerful machinery, the massive turret begins to turn. The movement is slow, deliberate, predatory. It swings past the Allied fighters, its gaze locking onto the rear of another Soviet tank in the column. The air grows tight with tension. A deafening, concussive boom rips through the valley, a sound so powerful it feels like a physical blow. The enemy tank erupts in a blinding blossom of fire and twisted metal, a new pyre lighting up the grim, bruised